Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about 20 the longest military conflicts that are still ongoing. A country made a military for protecting the country from the attack of foreign military and keep the peace internal in the country. But sometimes the conflicts between the military and the various rebel groups go to the country down as well as bring civil war. Here are 20 longest military conflicts that are still ongoing. Number 1. Cabinda Conflict. This separatist movement began in 1975 for the liberation of Cabinda against Angola government. Both Angola and Cabinda got freedom from Portugal, but after that Angola declared Cabinda as their own region. This created revolution and unrest. Angolan government won't give Cabinda freedom because it is very rich in oil, and so this protest and insurgency will not stop soon. Number 2. Casamance Conflict. This insurgency started in 1982 among the government of Senegal and the movement of democratic forces of Casamance. This rivalry began because the MFDC sought freedom in the Casamance territory, where the people are ethnically and religiously detached from the rest of Senegal. Number 3. Colombia Civil Conflict. Peasantry guerrillas like the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia and the National Liberation Army have been fighting against the Colombian government since 1964. In 2012, a peace talk was held between the president and the guerrillas about rural development, the exercise of democracy, but it was fruitless. Violence is still prevailing there. Number 4. Conflict in Afghanistan. This combat started in Afghanistan in 1978 after the People's Democratic Party led a military coup against the then existing government. After that coup, a series of mostly political incidents happened. Among them, the Soviet withdrawal in 1989, the formation of the Islamic State of Afghanistan in 1992, NATO intervention in 2001, and the recent Taliban revolution. Number 5. Conflict in Niger Delta. The conflict in Niger Delta was the conflict between the Nigerian government and the Niger Delta Avengers. The internal conflict mainly came out from minor groups claiming that they are deprived by oil corporation in Nigeria. Number 6. The insurgency in Northeast India. The insurgency in Northeast India is a conflict between the Government of India and the UNLFW. The UNLFW is organized by the people of Assam, Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, Meghalaya and Mizoram of Northeast India. The Indian government was supported by Bangladesh, Bhutan and their own armed forces. The aim of the conflict of UNLFW is to get independence Northeast India from the Indian government. Number 7. Islamic Insurgency in the Philippines. Islamic insurgency is the conflict between the Philippines government and the jihadist rebel group in Philippines. The conflict began in the middle of the 20th century. The motto of the jihadist rebel group is to make the Philippines as an Islamic state. Number 8. Kashmir Insurgency. The Kashmir Insurgency is the by default conflict between the local people of the Kashmir and the government of India, which began in 1947 from the independence of Pakistan and India to break the India subcontinent. The people of Kashmir are divided into two parts for the issue. One of the parts wants to Kashmir as an independent country, another one to go with Pakistan. Number 9. Kurds versus Turks. The Kurds versus Turks conflict is one of the conflict between the Kurds, the ethnic minority and demanding separation group in Turkey, and Turkey, the Republic of Turkey. The result of the conflicts is huge casualties. From beginning to present, more than 55,000 have died from both of sides. Number 10. Lord's Resistance Army Insurgency. The LRA is well known as the Lord's Resistance movement that rebelled by the heterodox Christian groups. The main goal of the insurgency is to defeat the Ugandan government and establish a priest-ruled state which holds the culture of the heterodox Christian groups. Number 11. Naxalite Maoist Insurgency. Naxalite Maoist insurgency is a present conflict between the Indian government and Naxalites or Naxal. The Maoist gained international attention of media after the attack in Darba Valley in 2013. The conflict between them has started since 1967. Number 12. Nigerian Sharia Conflict. The Nigerian Sharia conflict is the religious conflict in the history of Nigeria. The Nigerian Sharia conflict is mainly a law of Islamic in Nigeria. The local government and different religious groups set by fire in Nigeria in 1953 by this issue. Number 13. Northern Ireland Conflict. Northern Ireland conflict is well known as the Troubles of Ireland. During the 20th century, the conflict was an ethnic nationalist conflict in Northern Ireland. All casualties of the conflict, all but 50,000, including 3,532 deaths. The constitutional status of North Ireland and the relationship between the Unionists and Loyalists was the main issue for the conflict. Number 14. Papua Conflict in Indonesia. The Papua conflict of Indonesia is the most casualties conflict in the history of Indonesia. The ongoing conflict is a conflict between the Indonesian government and the native people of West Papua. The casualties of the conflict are totally killed 150,000 to 4 lakh from both of the groups. Number 15. Philippine Communist Insurgency. The jihadist rebel group is not only the issue of the government of Philippines but also the Communist Party. Both of them have attacked each other. That's why the hope of peace is decreasing day by day. To stop the violence, the government continues to red tag for both violence groups. Number 16. Somalia Civil War. The Somalia Civil War is the conflict between the federal government of Somalia and the troops of different military terrorist groups. The conflict started in February 2009 and is still ongoing. The casualties of the conflict are about 14 lakh civilians killed from beginning to today. Number 17. South Thailand Insurgency. The South Thailand Insurgency is a conflict between the Royal Thai Armed Forces and National Liberation Front in Thailand on 4th January 2004 to present. The aim of the insurgency, according to the BRN, to uphold the rights of them as well as a separatist insurgency. Number 18. The War in Northwest Pakistan. The war in northwest Pakistan is also called the War in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The war conflict between Pakistan and American allied and the Islamic allied groups such as Tehrik-1, Taliban, Lashkar-e-Islam, etc. The casualties of the conflict are huge. More than 50,000 soldiers have died both of the sides, including American soldiers within 9 years. Number 19. Western Sahara Conflict. The Western Sahara conflict is a conflict between the Kingdom of Morocco and the Polisario Front. The aim of the conflict is to get the independence of Western Sahara. The casualties is all but 21,000 deaths and overall 80,000 are injured. Number 20. Xinjiang Conflict. The Xinjiang conflict is a current divided struggle in the northwestern part of present China. The war is now the civil war between Uyghurs and China military. Uyghurs are supported by Al-Qaeda, Taliban and various small groups. The casualties of the conflict are 1,000 were killed and all but 1,700 were injured.